Boeing is losing it all. The 777X screw-up took a turn for the worse. See why. Boeing's 777X was supposed to be a game-changer, the aircraft that could restore Boeing's market dominance, like it had in the 1990s and early 2000s. But now, things are looking worse than ever. With yet another catastrophic setback, Boeing has been forced to ground its entire fleet. And this time, it's not just another delay. It could be the final nail in the coffin for the 777X program. But what exactly happened? And can Boeing recover from this disaster before it's too late? Let's find out. The latest setback of Boeing's 777X came during routine testing when engineers discovered a critical issue with a component called the thrust link. The thrust link plays a crucial role in transferring the thrust from the engines to the airframe, and this is a vital part of the 777X's overall design, especially given the size and power of the aircraft's engines. Each of the 777X's engines is equipped with 2 thrust links as a failsafe. This redundancy is designed to ensure that if one thrust link were to fail, the second would continue to transfer thrust, preventing any major structural issues. However, during post-flight inspections, engineers found cracks in at least one thrust link on multiple engines across the test fleet. This discovery has raised new concerns about the aircraft's safety and structural integrity, especially since the 777X has already faced a long list of delays and technical issues. Boeing's initial plan was to have the 777X ready for service by 2020, but here we are, almost 5 years later, with no clear path to its commercial launch. With each new delay, industry experts and airlines are growing more skeptical about whether Boeing can deliver on its promises or not. And now, with the entire test fleet grounded, Boeing faces a critical question. Can they fix this issue in time to meet the latest 2025 deadline? Or will this problem push the program even further than we can imagine? Let's take a minute down memory lane where it all began. The 777X program, when first proposed and announced in the early 2010s, was seen as Boeing's answer to the growing needs of the commercial aviation industry. The aircraft was designed to offer greater fuel efficiency, increased passenger capacity, and the ability to serve long-haul routes more effectively. Originally, Boeing promised that the 777X would enter service by 2020, but that timeline has since been pushed back repeatedly due to a series of technical issues and external challenges. One of the first major delays occurred in 2019 when problems were discovered with the GE9X engines, the largest ever and most powerful engine fitted to a commercial aircraft. Engineers found that the engine's high-pressure compressor was wearing down faster than expected, causing durability concerns. This high-pressure compressor plays a crucial role in maintaining the engine's efficiency by compressing air before it enters the combustion chamber. During tests, it became clear that the stator vanes in the second stage of the compressor were experiencing increased wear and generating higher than expected exhaust gas temperatures, which posed a risk to the engine's durability and long-term reliability. As a result, General Electric had to redesign the compressor's stator vanes, and this alone delayed the first test flight by nearly a year. Later, in 2019, a door blew off during a stress test, raising serious concerns over the structural integrity of the airframe. This incident led to even more delays, and with Boeing already dealing with the fallout from the 737 MAX crisis, regulatory scrutiny on the 777X intensified. The situation only grew worse when the global pandemic hit in 2020, disrupting global supply chains and further pushing back production schedules. By 2021, the FAA delayed the certification of the 777X, citing concerns about a test flight that experienced an uncommanded pitch event, which is another serious safety issue. With these ongoing problems, Boeing has already pushed the 777X's entry into service to 2025. But now, with the latest thrust link failure, even that deadline is starting to look uncertain. Now, the consequences for these continued delays of the 777X are far-reaching, affecting not only just Boeing. Airlines that were once eager to add the 777X to their fleets are now growing increasingly frustrated with Boeing's inability to meet its deadlines. Emirates, Boeing's largest customer for the 777X, has been especially vocal about its dissatisfaction. With 205 unit orders placed for the aircraft, Emirates has had to delay fleet renewals and spend millions retrofitting its aging planes just to keep up with demand. Emirates' chairman has publicly criticized Boeing, expressing concerns that if these delays continue, the airline may need to reconsider its options. And they're not the only ones. Other major customers like Lufthansa and Qatar Airways are also beginning to feel the strain as their fleet planning strategies are very uncertain. In what looked like a response, President and CEO of Boeing, Kelly Ortberg, said, "As we move through this process, we will maintain our steadfast focus on safety, quality, and delivering for our customers. We know these decisions will cause difficulty for you, your families, and our team, and I sincerely wish we could avoid taking them. However, the state of our business and our future recovery require tough actions." But perhaps even more concerning for Boeing is the growing competitive pressure from Airbus. With the 777X program falling further behind, Airbus has now taken advantage of the situation by promoting its A350 family of wide-body jets. The A350 may not be as large as the 777X, but it offers similar long-range capabilities and fuel efficiency, making it an attractive alternative for airlines tired of waiting. Lufthansa is a perfect example. The German airline has already ordered the A350 as a contingency plan in case Boeing cannot deliver the 777X on time. If more airlines follow suit, Boeing could see cancellations or order conversions, further eroding its market share in the wide-body aircraft segment. To put things into better context, undoubtedly there is a growing global demand for wide-body aircraft. As international air travel continues to recover from the effects of the pandemic, several key markets, including India and China, are expected to see significant growth in the coming years. In India, for instance, international passenger traffic is projected to more than double to $300 million by 2030. Similarly, China is expected to handle over 1.5 billion passengers annually within the same period. In fact, many aviation experts have predicted that China will be the world's largest single-passenger market by 2030. These rapidly growing markets will require more wide-body aircraft to service long-haul routes effectively, making timely deliveries from manufacturers like Boeing and Airbus critical. For airlines in these regions, delays in the delivery of wide-body jets, like the 777X, could create operational challenges as they struggle to keep up with rising passenger numbers. Several airlines, including Air India, have placed orders for 10 777X wide-bodies to meet this increasing demand. However, with Boeing facing repeated delays, airlines are being forced to look for alternatives to fill the gap. Airbus, again, with its A350 family of aircraft, has been quick to capitalize on this uncertainty, offering a reliable solution to airlines needing immediate fleet expansions. So basically, the longer Boeing takes to deliver the 777X, the more it risks losing both customers and profits to its European rival, Airbus. Speaking of profits, the financial implications of these delays are also significant. Boeing has already invested billions into the 777X program, and each new setback only adds to the cost. Boeing's financial struggles come at a particularly bad time. The company is still nursing the fallout of the 737 MAX crisis, which led to multi-billion-dollar settlements and eroded trust in its brand. And while the aviation industry is slowly recovering from the pandemic, the added cost of keeping the 777X program afloat is putting more pressure on Boeing's bottom line. Unfortunately, Boeing's ongoing issues with the 777X program also have intensified scrutiny from global aviation regulators, particularly the Federal Aviation Administration, the FAA, and the European Union Aviation Safety Agency, EASA. These agencies have become more stringent following Boeing's 737 MAX crisis, imposing tougher certification processes that Boeing has struggled to meet. In fact, in 2021, the FAA delayed the 777X's certification after the test flight encountered a serious safety issue. As we discussed earlier, the agency's worry was about the aircraft's design maturity, so Boeing was required to conduct additional testing and redesign certain components to meet safety standards. Similarly, EASA has adopted a cautious approach, conducting its own assessment of the 777X's safety before approving its certification for European markets. Both the FAA and the EASA are unlikely to compromise on these stringent safety checks, especially given Boeing's track record with the 737 MAX and the multiple setbacks with the 777X program. This increased scrutiny could result in even more delays than we think, as regulators meticulously review every aspect of the aircraft to ensure there are no additional design flaws. So, with all these added issues, another question is, what exactly is next for Boeing? The company is racing against time to fix the latest issues. And on top of that, Boeing must contend with the continued rising dominance of Airbus. With its A350 series gaining more traction as a reliable alternative, the longer Boeing takes to deliver the 777X, the more it risks losing market share to its European competitor. And with billions of dollars already invested, Boeing simply can't afford to drag its feet much longer. However, looking on the bright side, it is not all catastrophic for Boeing. The fact that these issues were caught during testing rather than after the aircraft entered service shows that Boeing's safety systems are working. Fixing the problem now could prevent a much larger disaster down the line. If Boeing can address these issues quickly and prove to regulators and airlines that the 77X is ready for service, there's still hope that the aircraft can turn things around. But, for real, the clock is ticking. Boeing is under immense pressure to meet its 2025 deadline, and failure to do so could have long-lasting consequences for its position in the industry. So, can Boeing pull off a comeback? Or is it the beginning of the end for the 777X program? Well, for us, we think only time will tell. But what do you think? Please don't hesitate to share your thoughts with us in the comments below. We have now come to the end of this video. If you enjoyed our content until this point, please don't forget to give us a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and ring the notification bell so you'll be among the first to know when we publish next. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next one.